Hello there, Scorpio. Thank you so much for joining me. This is going to be your first half of May 2019 general reading. If you're new here, my name is Melissa, and I do zodiac tarot readings as well as metaphysical Monday videos. So every Monday I post a video on a metaphysical topic. So if that's something you're interested in, the playlist is in the description box below. There's a link to the whole playlist of all the past metaphysical Monday videos. And if you're interested in getting notifications on the future videos, please hit that subscribe button and also ring the bell so that you get notified every time I post a video. Every now and then I'll post a random video, but definitely every Monday. And then we have around the first of the month and the middle of the month, we do our zodiac half of the month videos. Okay. Got a little off track there. Unfocused. Let's focus. Okay. So I'm going to finish shuffling. And while I shuffle, I'm going to remind you that this is a general reading. So I will be connecting to different people. So there's going to be messages for many different people out there. So if something doesn't resonate for you, then it's a message for somebody else. So please take what resonates for you and leave the rest behind for them. All right, since we don't have a question to go off of, the overall energy for the reading is going to be determined by the bottom of the deck. We have the guide. The guide. All right, so there is some positive influences in your life right now. So positive influences is what I'm feeling. Okay, so what is going on for Scorpio right now? What is Scorpio dealing with right now? Knight of Cauldrons. Okay. Knight of Cauldrons. I feel an offering of love. Maybe. An offering. That doesn't mean a new one. Doesn't mean you're accepting it. This is going on for Scorpio. First half of May. Okay, then we have the Four of Cauldrons and the Seven of Cauldrons. Holy water signs, Scorpio. Okay. Let me show you what they look like. They came out like this. Let me put them back in order. Okay, so we have the Knight of Cauldrons, then we have the Four of Cauldrons, and then we have the Seven of Cauldrons. Okay, so it's very different from these three. So we have the Knight, which is more of an offering or a movement of some sort in the emotional department. But then we also have the Four of Cauldrons and Seven of Cauldrons. I put them back in the wrong order. Sorry, I just bumped the camera. The Four of Cauldrons is kind of like I'm just not feeling it right now. Like you're not noticing something. Something is not on the forefront. You're not focused on emotions or love or any of that stuff right now. You're not really focused on it. So I feel like when I said you may not be accepting this offer, I might have been pretty right on that one. So then we have the Seven of Cauldrons, which is also like not being able to make a choice. There's too many options. You're feeling overwhelmed emotionally, and you just don't know where to start, so you don't start. But so let's get back to this positive influence. So I feel like you're just not ready to handle anything emotional right now. You are a water sign, and we have a lot of water in this reading so far. But you're not really feeling in touch with your emotions right now, is what I'm getting so far. So that's what you've been dealing with. Let's get some cards for what's going on in the near future. Near future for Scorpio. Strength. That's what I'm talking about. Strength. Okay. We need to strengthen up. And so the strength comes right next to that first card that we put down. All right. So is that the same person? I'm feeling like this wild-haired redhead. Not me. This wild-haired redhead in this picture and this picture might be the same person. I feel like all right, so let's see what else is going on in the future. We have some strength right now. Your future for Scorpio. Woo. Okay, there we go. And that was 2 cards. They're both Pentacles. Okay, so we have the Queen of Pentacles, and then we have the Four of Pentacles, which is kind of being a little too clingy to the material things. A little too clingy. It doesn't feel like it's a healthy a healthy attachment to money. So I feel like you're clinging too hard to either a job or your finances. You're being a little bit too cautious, which is kind of making you paranoid. But we also have the Queen of Pentacles, which is kind of somber. I feel like there might be a person that's kind of materialistic in your life, that's kind of coming in the near future. And I feel like maybe that puts you on guard, and you're feeling like you have to be super strong as far as your money goes, and maybe a little bit too much as far as that goes. You're very cautious. The way they come together, just the way that one's looking at this one is just kind of like, stay away from my stuff, right? So I feel like in the near future, you're feeling a little bit paranoid when it comes to either your job or your finances. Perhaps there is somebody at your job. Okay, totally just came to me. It clicked. Okay, so there's somebody at your job or somebody that has an influence on your finances. So if you're not working and there's a person in your life that kind of provides for you, if you're kind of younger, maybe still in school, somebody's providing for you still. It could be that person. You're really feeling guarded on them. You're really feeling guarded against them. I feel like it's kind of a time to be strong. And if you're being too strong, you're going to push this person away. That's what I'm getting. All right. So what advice do we have for Scorpio? Advice for Scorpio. This guidance card is kind of telling me to stop for a second, and not to pull another card just yet. What are you trying to tell me? They're trying to tell me something with this card next to the Strength, okay? I'm feeling like there's really some guidance coming in that's trying to tell you to be strong, but I think you're taking it a little bit to an extreme. There's kind of an extremeness going on to this Strength card. That's what the Four of Pentacles is kind of pulling out of it for me. But your guidance is strong. Your guidance is strong. The Strength is coming from your guidance, but it's not the way that you want it to come in. You're still feeling really guarded. You're still feeling really possessive is the word that I'm feeling right now for you. Yeah, but the guidance is still strong. The guidance is not leaving you, is what I'm hearing. We're by your side. Don't cling. Don't be clingy. Don't be clingy. We've got your back. Don't worry about the finances. That's what's coming in right now. Don't worry about where the finances are coming from or who has influence over them. I feel like for some of you, it's just a person at your job. If you're worried about somebody at your job that you don't really need to be, is what I'm feeling right here. So, but I feel like maybe there's somebody coming into your job, somebody new, or maybe a new supervisor of some sort that kind of is going to come in and it kind of shakes things up, and you come out the lion here, like roar, step back, and but your guidance is telling you, we've got your back. Don't worry about it. Not worry about this person. Okay, now that message is out, I can move on to more cards. Advice for Scorpio. Advice for Scorpio. First half of May. I feel like the cards aren't even shuffling. There we go. The Empress. Make sure you're being nurturing to yourself. All right. Nurturing. Find somebody. If there's somebody that makes you feel good and makes you feel emotionally happy, there is some companionship there for you, and some guidance is being pointed to the guidance. There's some guidance there, even if it may be internal guidance, and maybe just be nurturing to yourself. Love thyself. All right, what advice, more advice for Scorpio for May, first half of May? Again, it feels like the cards aren't even shuffling. That's so weird. Three of Swords. Okay, it's time to let go of something that's harming you. It's time to let go. Mourn. It's time to mourn. There's a loss there that you need to mourn, and I feel like that you when you embrace yourself, it helps the mourning process along. So I feel like this is telling us that there's something that you really need to let go of. There's some heartache there that you're holding on to, and maybe that's why you're so not ready to accept this offer. Okay, so if there's an offer that you've been rejecting, but now there's something else coming in that's really even overshadowing that, and I feel like it might be a person at work, or possibly somebody who kind of controls your finances. But it's time to let go of that pain that was caused. It's time to let go, to move on, and make sure that you're taking care of yourself. Make sure that you're taking care of yourself. Okay, what other advice do we have for Scorpio? These shuffles have been so weird for you. Now we have the Six of Pentacles. Okay, so I feel like this it's a before and after. This is a before and after Jerry Springer type, not Jerry Springer, but before and after. Who's the talk show host that did all the makeovers? Like I think Ricky Lake or something. It's like a before and after. So this is you before, and this is you after. So the advice here is to stop clinging, which I already said before we started doing advice cards, and be more generous. This is the generosity wins card, right? Come on, focus. So it's just being more generous with your belongings. Donate some belongings, put together a donation package, or don't do what I do and just put it in the back of your car and leave it there, because the next time I'm near a Goodwill, I'll drop it off and you forget it's there for a year. But be generous. Maybe it's time to go either volunteer some time. I'm also getting some nature time, so if there's a way for you to do some volunteer work out in the wilderness is what the word that comes to mind, but parks and recreation have a lot of volunteer opportunities. I would look into volunteer opportunities at your local parks and recreations department that will get you back in that generosity mindset, so that you can stop clinging to your material belongings and worrying about your financial status, because you're good, and your guidance is strong here. So allowing your guidance to come in and guide you, because that's their job. Allowing your own inner intuition, your gut feelings, allowing that to surface. It's not going to happen until you really let go of whatever this heartache happened is. You need to let go of that and make sure that you're nurturing yourself, because that's when your guidance is. That's when this strong guidance that you already have going on, that's when you're going to start to feel it. That's when you're going to start to feel your gut instincts kick in, and just being able to feel yourself through situations. And how does this feel right now? How does this feel right now? And if it doesn't feel right, then it helps push you in the right direction. So that's not going to happen until you start what the near future with this person coming in, that you feel guarded against as far as like work or finances. Somebody that has control over your finances, or somebody at your work that's coming in. That's a kind of an exercise for your intuition. So I feel like that's where you're being guided right now, is to get rid of the things that are stopping you, like this heartache, letting go, and getting more in touch with your feelings, because these offers don't come by very often. And this might have been a good one for you, but it doesn't come back out in the cards towards in the future. So whatever it is that you've passed up, it's time to move on from that. And I feel like maybe this is what the heartache was that you need to let go of, a past opportunity that you missed. It's time to let go of that, and really work on nurturing yourself and being more generous with your time, even with your money. But I feel like more for you, it's more with your time, Time is very valuable. Sometimes time is more valuable than money and material things. So I feel like that's where you're going to give your best efforts, will be rewarded as well. So definitely I would check into some volunteer work, just to get your frequency and your vibration into that gratitude level, and really giving back will help you feel grateful for what you have. So I would look into that as for your advice for May, and we will check back in the middle of May for the second half of the month reading. So thank you so much for joining me. Looking forward to your next reading. Take care of yourself. Make sure you're nurturing yourself. And as always, thank you so much for joining me, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you again, and have a blessed day.